Hello, YouTubers. It's Travis. The only spoilers I'll do here is that I didn't open a Pack Master this time or get past one. There's no Pack Masters in my deck. That's not what's happening here. And I'm not saying this to set you up for me opening a Pack Master, unless I am. This was a fun deck. I enjoyed this deck. I had a good time with this deck. It was fun to build, it was fun to draft, and it was fun to play. It is, of course, a best of 3 draft here on MTG Arena in Midnight Hunt. If you like the content that you're seeing here, please do consider subscribing. We're getting very close to 1,000 subscribers, which is a very big deal for a YouTube channel. So that would help us out a lot. If you like what you see here, click that subscribe button. I hope that you enjoy today's draft. All right, we've opened quite the rare. That is always disappointing for limited players when lands get the rare slot, you know? Like, why not just make it an uncommon or even a common? I don't care. I guess it's so people have to, like, spend money to build their mana bases for constructed, but who thought it was a good idea to make lands rare? It's just dumb. Best card's probably the Contortionist Troop, although that doesn't really lead, like, I guess if green-white's very open, I'm happy with it, but it can really struggle to get card advantage. That was your idea. Disappointed in you, Andy. Yeah, I think the Troop's the best card. It's also splashable, and I've done some good work with it. This is a better pack, because you got some choices, yo. You got a Cowage, Cathartic Pyre, Seize the Storm, to a significantly lesser extent, Burn the Accursed and Geestweave. I like Cathartic Pyre a lot. I also like the Carriage a good bit. There have been, Rachel. I have thought it's stupid for quite some time. Yeah, I think I like the Cathartic Pyre here. It's hard for me to say no to that. And I certainly don't mind red. I wouldn't even mind green-red. The Farmer, I think you're probably overvaluing it. It's really good, though. Nilo for Seas, I'm not going to pick it there. It's too early. It takes too much work to build around. And I found, so my experience lately with Seize the Storm, or the card that makes a trampling elemental, is that you can't reliably wheel cards like Consider. There's so many people still forcing blue that you can't reliably wheel Consider. If I can't reliably wheel Consider, I can't play that in blue-red spells. So that's going to have to come all the way back around for me to think about it. Yeah, I'm with you there, Rach. That makes sense. Creature lands. Yeah, you can make him rare. That's fine. But something that's just like... I mean, that rare land is not much better than the... In fact, it's could be arguably worse than the gain 1 tap lands we've had at common before. Yeah, but these are draft packs. So, like, I would personally like to see draft packs given the attention that set boosters are given. But that's my rant for another day. While I think we take this Revenge of the Drowned. Like, I can play green-blue. I can play blue-red. We're not doing anything yet. We're just trying to pick the best card out of these packs. Which might be the Awakener, eh? Like, I'll play a zombie. I'll play a Secrets of the Key. I've even played an Updog before. But this seems like the best card. I just don't know what the hell we're doing yet. I guess I don't have to guess. If we're playing blue-red, or excuse me, blue-green, is there anything I can actually do with this? Not much. What's up with you, Andy? The Bounding Wolf is Updog. I mean, it's a 3-mana 3/3. I guess it's good with Evolving Wilds. Yeah, Farmer. It does things with Farmer. I wouldn't normally be like, yeah, we're going to splash the Cathartic Pyre, but like, thanks to these lovely rare lands, we have the opportunity to do that. And I'm not missing anything here, so we... This is a decent 2-drop. If I'm serious about the splash, though, I think we take this. Farmer Wheeled. I think I like the Farmer with where we're going. Yeah, this could be an interesting blue-green deck, potentially. I'll even play as... Well, I think we want the startle over the up dog. The thing is, this deck isn't really going to do a lot with a zombie token. It's going to cycle it at the very least, and it's like a pseudo-combat trick. Might have room for you. This is a deck. Sort of. I just figured out what you meant by eccentric farmer and tapping. You meant tapping at the window. Which is like reverse mulch. What's up, Nick? How do I say welcome in Spanish? I know Tervetuloa. I know bienvenue, I think is French. Okay, apparently we're getting an up dog either way. Bienvenidos. Bienvenido. Bienvenido. Close enough? All right. Tervetuloa. Okay, that's what we're going to do with the tokens. Bienvenido. 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 All right. Because we're totally playing that. And that gives me something to do with the token here and the token there. I want all of this. I want this pack. But I think I want the Hound Tamer most. But I want the Blessing. I'm wheeling something out of this pack. I also need to be grown up and take a 2-drop at some point. But not yet, I guess. A Cogwork Librarian? I don't think I know what that is. I just want the 2-drop. Like, nice pack, yo. It's a conspiracy card? I've never played conspiracy. This is too good to pass. Updog may be getting out of here. Ah, okay. That's pretty cool. I can see how it would be fun, but it had so much going against it for me. Like I would honestly rather sit in a corner than play commander. I think we could use an observer here, eh? Not by a lot, but it at least does something, and I'm going to need some 2-drops. I think it's better than the Timberland Guide here. I don't normally love a flip the switch, but when I've got Revenge of the Drowned, Clear Shot, Pyre, Startle, and this that wants the token, I think I want the flip. Could probably take a Secrets here and just have a little bit of card advantage. I'm game with that. This is looking fine to me. Wow. I'm happy with all of these, but the Castaway looks to be the best. Let's get those 2s settled. And we're wheeling farmers like a champion, so cool. Again, nothing against Commander and the people that enjoy it. It's just not for me. And we determined that pretty early on in Travis' life. I may not need to splash the Pyre, even though I can. It's a really good pack with very little for us. Like, I could probably play a duel for dominance. Thank you for the fire trog. Tell me. Yeah, I guess we just take the duel and figure this out. It's fine, if underwhelming. Now here's some cards I like. And I want them all. There's a better splash. But there's also ants. This is how we get ants, if we want them. And I'm pretty sure we want them. Yeah. I'm not going to get them now if we don't get them. I mean, I'm not going to get them if I don't get them now. That's what I'm trying to communicate. I could, in theory, play that. That pack kind of sucks for us. Courage is what brings us together today. I'm kind of anticipating getting past the pack leader in a minute. That'd be nice too. So do we need to splash Cathartic Pyre? Not really, because there's like this whole package that would come out if we didn't. So I guess it depends on how close we get to playables. Because I don't really feel like I need the Rejuvenator for 2/6 drops. And it's losing some of its value in that this deck would like to have it as a potential 2-drop, but it doesn't. And Gildrifter's just fine here. Underwhelming, but fine. I'm assuming I can find one more 2-drop if I need it, or just play the Larder Zombie. There's my chance to get a 2-drop. I think we'd play another Cowage, but I think this is starting to look a little more reasonable. And we can bring in the splash if we wanted, I suppose. I hope you enjoy your ice cream, Andy. Where we've ended up, the second Pestilent Wolf is probably better than the Observer here. Take his face off. I mean, kind of crazy. We're at 8 instants and sorceries. So it would pretty consistently make us a 3-3. I think Ants is quite good. I don't think I want a 5 mana 3-3. I'm not sure what to cut now. I got plenty of up dogs, so we don't need more up dogs. I wonder how we ended up with no Shadow Beasts. I think I might just be on this. I could work with this. Doesn't seem too bad, you know? I don't think we need it, but I think it's really solid value. It's card draw, which is kind of a little something we'd like. Slightly heavier green. Yeah, I think I could still go 9-8 here because someone hits double pips. Yeah, I think we can work with this. Let's see what we got here. All right. Don't think I want to play a 0-0 and trigger Morbid, but thank you for giving me the opportunity. Evening, Freak. Sometimes just going 2-3-4 is enough to win a game of Limited. Because they're going to need to bring some pretty spicy removal spells not to just be dead. Because this is not good enough. Unless I miss a land. In which case it's totally freaking good enough. Neat! That's fun. No, I need it to clear shot off of next turn so I can just get this game ended. At least I think I do. Now I may not. My ward is brutal because now they can clear shot my Gale Drifter and still get this trade. Okay, that could have gone worse then, because at least I get to keep my 5/5. And I can return him to hand now. All right. Slow bad is good. Who knew? Tapping was literally put 2+1/+1 counters on Slowkirk. But that's kind of all we needed it to be. I don't think we need any of the cards from the sideboard against them. We don't need an up dog. We don't need Burb Admirers. I don't need to bring in any of the splash cards. I mean, I am the best limited streamer. I think even SpongeBob would agree. I'm the best limited streamer because I think about hands like this and then do the math rather than just going on gut feelings. You've done the math on this one a good bit, eh, Tommy? It's a good number. Do you guys never do math? Is that what you're telling me? You should try it sometime. Negative, Ghost Rider. Not in best of 3. There is no hand smoothing algorithm in best of 3, which is one of the biggest reasons why I play it. I think I like this smush too. If they triple block, I'm sad, but I'll live. Observe me being quite sad. Yes, we're in a great spot. Their head explode. Yeah, seems like an okay spot. Sorry, I was being a bit dry there. Still thinking about hand smoothing algorithms. It's also kind of hard to believe that clear shot is actually that good sometimes, you know? Like it's that good. Think of how good it is and then realize you're wrong because it's better. That's how good it is. I think I need this to be at least a 2-2 for it to do something, although ideally it's better than that. Now I kind of want to do this. Well, Hunter's Mark was a 4-mana clear shot. Clear shot existed before Hunter's Mark did. But yeah, fair point. Is good. And sometimes you get Hunter's Mark for 1 mana. It can certainly still happen. I would like to hit a land off of this, ideally. But if I don't, we can at least do this and flip it back over. There's the lands. Okay, cool. So I did that in the wrong order is what you're saying. Well, it doesn't seem that slow, Pokey, but it does appear to be having some problems. All right now my problem is a 2-2 flyer, and I can make that problem not a problem, so we're going to do that. Now the problem is it all needs to die. All of it. I mean, if you're literally going to throw away cards to draw cards, that's fine. Let's get something going that does something. Maybe they were holding their silver ball for this. Which is kind of fine. Get me. They did build a white divination. I suppose that's one way you could think of it. See if we can get a land while we're here. Nope, no lands. No lands ever. Lands are not for me. Yeah, seems fine. Perfectly valid to double splash a Ludwig. So I suspect we'll be borrowing it when it gets large enough. If we could ever hit another blue source, which we may never do, but we will try. So it has all of these abilities. No, it's just a loyal griff. It's a loyal griff that I can interact with that's going to kill me next turn. That was fun. I enjoyed this game. I don't think there's actually a creature we can draw that does anything, and we can't attack them to death. I don't have a flyer that I can draw, Goose. We can look, but I don't have... Yeah, there's no point in that. I don't have a 2-mana flyer. There's not a 2-mana flyer to get. Have we already used Startle? Yeah. And I can't draw startle off of tap anyway. Yeah, we're dead here. I need a quick potty break, and then we'll make the necessary sideboard changes, if then there are any. I feel like most of what got us there was just not hitting a second blue, right? Which I don't think is really something that we can plan to be a problem, because we should have hit the second blue eventually. I mean, we kept a one-lander last game and drew like a god. We kept a three-lander this time and didn't. It's okay. It happens. I think we bring it back. Yeah, I think that's the case. I don't think it... I had some decisions to make, right? Like I used one removal spell. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but may have turned out that we shouldn't. I think I'm ready to clear that thing out of the way and start punching. Like I'm almost out of gas, but we have a pretty clear board advantage from here, and they have a creature that can't block. Which is just solid value for us. They could even buff the over slime. Look at that. Our deck feels a lot more powerful when we can hit our land drops. Like the 3-color Vampire Interloper deck is not one that I'm particularly scared of. I don't even like Vampire Interloper in a 2-color deck. Every time we've played Slogurk, it has been at least that good. And part of it, we already knew they had that, so that wasn't really that much info. Wallet. Part of it is I drafted a little build around into this. It plays nicely with the farmers and the tapping. I think they were trying to math if they had an out. I don't find it odd that they played it. I find odd that I find it odd that they played it and then scooped. Like, play it and let the next turn happen, or just scoop. That's what I find odd. I just don't think we have much of a size board for 3-color shenanigans. Color quest for tailies? Maybe stage. Maybe. Human behavior? Oh yeah, I've been there too. I see what you did there, Andy. That's pretty freaking good. I had not heard that before somehow, but I like it. That was a good trade for us. Courage is what brings us together today. I don't think I really need Coven, but that does need to go. Bye-bye. Arcane Infusion. Heck yeah. We doing it. Actual rip. I mean, take your time. I can play with my cat. And bother your owl. I think Darkest Dungeon 2 is probably the winner for what would be an early stream game that I can do with SimBaby. Because that I think has the line mixed of things we would be interested in doing, things I would be interested in doing, and things that some of you, at least, would be interested in watching. It's a little land heavy, but I'm sure we'll draw something to do with all that land. The Owl Wallet. I had a good time playing it. We played through it on Steam, or Steam. We purchased it on Steam. Played through it on stream. And had a good time. And people seemed to like watching it. I just, like, at that point it was like, okay, now you replay it on a harder difficulty. And that didn't really strike me as fun. 'Tis okay if that is your jam. Which was not mine. I say wind drinks aren't good anymore, but this one's pretty good. Also bloody terrifying. But I got nothing but good stuff to say about Darkest Dungeon. If you're looking for a fun and punishing role-playing game, it's got you covered. Well, sure, but imagine that it costs 6 mana. All of a sudden it's not good anymore. Like, I think a 2-mana 2/2 flyer is something that would almost be reasonable to print in modern Magic sets. Which is kind of bizarre to me. I also think we might be incredibly dead here. Which is also kind of bizarre to me. Why wouldn't you use it there? I put that was a great use of Neonate's Rush. I don't think we've had them at common, though, is what I'm saying. Like, this is a common. I think you could probably print a common 2-mana 2/2 flyer and not have people that up in arms about it. Yeah, I think I might just be dead. This is not good. Because I'm going to need like hard removal or some form of interaction for this, and I just don't have it. But I suppose if I deal with that, we can stabilize. We've got the advantage a little bit in that they're mana screwed. I just, you kind of can't block this to death. So next turn I could cast away in Sentry and at least flip it back. It's something. Because we may have to have a sacrificial ant here. Was that a common? Okay. Yeah, nobody blinked an eye, I would imagine. If this is their turn, I still think I may be able to recover. I realize we're kind of throwing away the Mentor, but I've also got to prevent this damage. Like, just being at 4 here is bloody terrifying. I can't draw anything that isn't an answer to that, so we're taking none of these. I don't know much about Mirrodin. I didn't play the original Mirrodin. I think it was in Scars too, though, because I think I've seen that card. But I might be misremembering. Yeah, Grafted Identity would be super swell. I could get it with a clear shot too. But I think I've got at least another turn cycle. Now I've got another turn cycle even if they do. Well, unless they have a counterspell in addition. I'm not even fronting. It's got to go. We're not trying to get you. We're not trying to do anything. We just want to not be dead. This thing looks bloody terrifying, doesn't it? Wub, 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 wub. It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm getting some Eldrazi vibes from it. Which is cool to have at least some hint that Eldrazi were here. That seems like a big event in a world. Just be like, nope, we got rid of the Eldrazi. She's gone now. It's all good. Emrakul stonks to the moon. There were Eldrazi here, and one of them lives in our moon, but go harvest those pumpkins. Well, that was kind of perfect, wasn't it? Cowage. I kind of feel like I might need the duel, but I'm also really not in a position to take it right now, am I? Because this can just clean trade for the Skrillex. And then next turn, we can maybe try to turn the corner. But it's still going to be rough with them at 19, but this is what I got. You're basically fine is what I'm trying to say. Narrator, it was not fine. So what went wrong there? They landed a Fang Blade and I just couldn't interact with it. What went wrong was essentially that I've got Clear Shot and Grafted Identity and Revenge as my interaction, and that's it. Now this doesn't, we can bring that in, but it doesn't change things a lot because it doesn't actually kill much that matters. It would kill the Thermo Alchemist, which is reasonable, and I do have a Plummet, which would be interesting for the Skrillex. I think I want the Plummet at the very least. We could also talk about Updogs and Bird Admirers. I think I want both of these. I'm not quite sure where to adjust. I do need to make sure I have an answer for that wolf, but like they'll also have to draw it, right? I'm wondering if the Dawnheart Mentor is actually something I could use. But I think the answer is on the draw, cut a 3-drop. On the play, on the draw, cut a 2-drop. On the play, cut a 3-drop. We're about to go on the play. I still can't get over it. I think this is the right call. Judge me. I'm interested in winning this. All right. What is this clue supposed to be? I can't tell what's happening in that art. It's like a tree with candles on it. We did beat the Esper deck, yes. Was nice. Scooch. This is the best clear shot I have ever seen in my life. Do you see what just happened? That was a 3-for-1, which is why I scooched a moment ago. That was ugly. Oh my god. I feel kind of disgusted having done it. That's nasty. I suspect we bounce that and then try to get in a connect for 6, but we'll see what happens. Could also, I suppose, save the token, but I feel like with them at 3, we're pretty happy. I'm still disappointed earlier today when we had the 3 Revenge of the Drowns and the Siphon Insight that we never managed to pull that together. That worked out all right. They've got Neonates, Herpaderp. I don't think I care if they have Neonates, Herpaderp. Because I don't think they're killing me next turn. So last card is Neonates Rush. They have Neonates Rush and 3 unknowns. That one doesn't save them. Well, it buys them time. How much time do you think you have? Okay. So what I want to do is take the Alchemist. I don't see why I wouldn't do that. That shouldn't be good enough. I wonder why the jars of brains for the larder zombie are filled with Mountain Dew, but for the organ hoarder, they're just kind of gray matter. It's like this one, the larder zombie got Mountain Dew and this one got sourdough starters. I was convinced they had a Neonates Rush in hand. Maybe they don't. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So one is like fresh out of the oven, and then this is like Uber Eats brains. Organ Hoarder is the zombie equivalent of a squirrel, quite possibly. So the question is, do we want the Cathartic Pyre? Do we want Return to Nature? There's stuff I could kill with the Cathartic Pyre, but I think the cards that matter don't die to Cathartic Pyre. So I think we're going to go through the whole draft without sideboarding in the red splash, which is fine. Yeah, I think we're probably okay here. There's the argument of get the other 2 drop in, but I think we're going to be okay. All right, let's hit some lands. This hand looks good to go. Everybody grab a leg. Let's admire some burbs. I mean, he made an appearance in the first couple games. That's the reason why I didn't play out the farmer. Well, there's an obvious reason not to play it out is to block. And that was certainly part of it. I'm not sure what this is. Okay. I may not be able to slow roll this. But I want to. Okay, I probably can now. Let's just go ahead and stop the bleeding. This feels safe adjacent. And as long as the sentry's around, I could kill that werewolf that we're worried about. Next turn, ideally, we hit the Cowage, but if we don't, we'll just plop out a Gale Drifter and move along with our life. This would be a bad turn for them to have a startle. No startle, please. Stop it. Okay. It is, so we would like to keep our life total as high as possible. Which I'm currently having a hard time doing. Yeah, they had a Looter Frenzy too, which is also not helping. This is beginning to get scary. Bloody hell. I'm going to have to clear shot to stay alive. I should have taken one of these out for the 2-2. We knew they had Neonates Rush, and I didn't even think about it. Oh, maximum punishment, and we're dead. I suspect we was going to be dead anyway. But that's a sad way to go. That's a sad way to go. Good deck. I think good games. I do think I made some mistakes sideboarding there. Once we knew about the Neonates Rush, I was thinking about what do I bring in, what do I not bring in? And I was a little distracted because I had to pee. But like, one of the things I talked about in our lunchtime lesson about sideboarding was if your opponent has a card that X1s are bad against, take out your X1s. And we absolutely could have done that. Right? Like, we ended up cutting one of the wolves. What if we just cut both of these and brought in Martyr Zombie and literally anything? It could have been an up dog, and I think we'd have been fine. So good lesson learned there. And a special thank you to my patrons: Paul, Jesse, Punk, Rusty, Adrian, Hero, Joe, Jesse, Jacob, Scott, Fasty, and Rich. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the work I'm doing here on YouTube. If you'd like to become a patron as well, there's a link below to my Patreon. You can see your name up here and in lights, as well as get some other cool rewards. So check that out. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.